So now you're just kind of perma pushing to go roam when you don't have to. You could be just freezing it here and killing her on repeat. But instead, we're just pushing it to go roam. And we've pushed it to go roam for about 5-ish minutes, I want to say. I'll say 3 to 5 minutes. And we only got 1 kill out of that play. Meaning that we could have got way more out of killing her and then taking plates. Killing her, taking plates. Killing her, taking plates. Killing her, taking plates. Just on repeat. Because what happens if she doesn't want to walk up because she's scared of you? Well, then she's going to be 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels behind. What happens when you shove it up and look for a roam? You could come up dry. Welcome back, everyone, to The Coach Approach. It's your coach, Blake the Black Vega, and today we're going to be going over a Diana Silver gameplay here. Before we get started, though, I do want to say thank you to my Patreon, Slippery Slappers, say that 5 times fast, Captain Reed, Axonology, Alana, Care Bear, ABC Troll, Tiny Panther, and Infinity. If you guys see them around in the server, say thank you, because they're the reason why you're able to get these free VOD reviews. There's the reason why you're able to get these, get the free help that you need in my server. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you guys would like to support the channel, feel free to go to my Patreon, link in the description below. See some of those guides, some of those videos that I do not post anywhere else, as well as I said, support the channel. So it's kind of a win-win for both of us. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and get started here. If you guys would like free VOD reviews, remember every Saturday or Sunday, either or, every weekend, I'll open up a channel and you guys can go ahead and post your op.ggs there and get the help you deserve. All right, so it went black. Everything black. Let me stop before I get copyrighted. All right, so we're looking at Diana and Syndra here. I took the liberty of already writing the questions. I realized like it's probably a little bit too much for you guys to always sit through that, so I just took the liberty of writing the questions already. So questions to ask, what does my champion want to do to win lane? What does the enemy champion want to do to win lane? And then how can I prevent the enemy laner from doing what they want to do? While also allowing me to do what I want to. My bad. That was not supposed to be written there. I guess I forgot that when I was doing it. So, what does Diana really want to do? Well, she likes to roam if she can. She likes to go for fights and trades if she can. For the most part, though, surviving to get her items is pretty much kind of on the main goal list. If she can get a kill, cool, because that person's playing poorly. But for the most part, that's not really her main objective. It's just to get some items before, and then she can go ahead and go for a kill. Pieces of items, not an actual full item. And then what does Syndra want to do? Well, Syndra, she just wants to kind of survive. If she can bully out a lane, cool. But for the most part, she wants to survive. A lot more Syndras will play more aggressive the higher you go in elo. So just kind of take note to that. And then the last question is, how can I prevent the enemy laner from doing what they want to do while also allowing me to do what I want to do? So this kind of goes, this is one of those lanes where it can go both ways, right? So you can have 2 ways to pull this off. Well, you're going to have 2 ways to pull this off. So first, let's go ahead and draw this up. So we have 3 options. Where do we want to keep the wave to prevent her from poking us, bullying us, but also allowing her not to farm? Now, this would help us to prevent her from farming. I mean, not from farming, from farming, I'm trolling. But you don't really have enough damage to literally one-shot or make anything happen if you hop onto it right now. So what you would want to do is do your best, especially because Diana has some really good push potential early. What you want to do is perma push her in. Once you get some items under your belt, once you're able to, for sure go for some chunky trades, that sounds like some checks mix. Hey, anybody got some chunky trades? No? Okay. I'm sorry. Once you know that you can go for those chunky trades, then you can go ahead and start freezing it back here, because you know that if she steps up, she's dead. So it's going to be one of those lanes where it goes forward and then it goes back. Not every lane is like that, but also not every lane is just so one-dimensional where you keep the wave in one spot. Some of it requires you to manage the wave a little bit differently. So yeah, with this lane, you want to make sure that you push her up as much as possible and as fast as possible. What you're doing right there is correct. You're giving her a choice, right? We're saying, well, do you want to hit me or you want to hit these minions? I don't know if you're doing it on an accident or not. Okay, maybe you were doing it on an accident. But yeah, you see kind of what she did. She got minions. She got 1 minion there, 1 minion there, and then she got you here. You don't want that. You want to be off to the side and pushing. So that way, if she's choosing to poke you, well, you're losing HP, don't get me wrong, but you're also accomplishing the task of shoving her in. If she decides to hit the wave, well, you're just remaining on that HP, and she's still wasting mana to keep up with the push anyway, which means it's a win-win no matter how you look at that play. So always look to stand to the side, always look to give her that choice. You do not have to stand further back to prevent the poke, because all you have to do is stand to the side. As you see, you're just getting hit because you're always in your minions. So let's write this down. When dealing with AoE champs, make sure you give them a choice. And to the side. Okay? Easy clappers. That's how you deal with a lot of poke champions in lane. Like I said, they're gonna get a bit more aggressive the higher you go. They're not just gonna poke you with like abilities. They're also gonna throw in autos, in which case obviously standing to the side doesn't really do much. But as you see right now we're forced to be under our tower. You're going in for a trade. As I said before, like that's how you want to play it, just like you did right there. But just once you get some items, then you can hold the wave there and then proceed to do what you just did and jump on her, because that means that you're going to be stronger than her. Oh, you are chasing for the long haul, aren't you? And the Hecarim took your CS. Damn. So as you see, she kind of screwed that up, right? You see how much damage you're not doing. When the only thing you really have to do is just push her all the way in, because she's going to be aiming you apparently, because she doesn't really like to care about the CS. She wants to poke you down, and then freeze it here once you get your items, and you're going to be stronger than her, and then just kill her over and over and over and over. This is just kind of making it harder on you. Wait, what? She could have just killed you. Whoa, I just want to watch that. Oh, it's doing that thing where if I press back, it starts lagging. I just want to watch that over again. Okay, she just wasn't like... Okay, that's just not that great of a player. Because that was definitely just a knock you back into a one-shot. Oh, and she's running cleanse. Alright then. I don't really know how that's satisfactory in lane, but alright then. Alright, so you pretty much get a free lane here. As you see, she's not that great. But as you know, you can kill her now, right? So you keep the wave back here, as we talked about earlier. Keep the wave here, because you can kill her now. But you're starting to shove her in where you know you can kill her, but you're going to have to dive to do it. Make it easier on yourself so that you don't have to go through this. What even happened? Oh, he just went in. So you see, this is what I mean. Like, that should have happened before. Ooh, that was a nice outplay. I don't know what she cleansed, though. Maybe they ignite, possibly. Yeah, no, that right there is what should have happened before. But because it didn't, and that's why low elo is a problem sometimes to learn from, because you can do one thing that is not really going to work 10 times in a row, and you think, oh, it's working. Yeah, ooh, I played that nice. And the 11th time, when it shouldn't have worked the other 10 times, it doesn't work. You just think, oh, she just outplayed me. Oh, she got lucky. No, that would have happened before if that was a better player. Really understand when you're in kill threat range of these champions. So, respect champions. Understand when you're in kill range. So that's something that, and when they are actually, we're going to add it to both. That's something that a lot of players don't really think about, is when the enemy that they're trying to kill is in kill range or not, before they like blow their whole load. And then the same thing, they don't respect the enemy champion, thinking about, well, am I in kill range? Understanding the kill range for both parties is very crucial. It allows you to set up for these outplays. It allows you to set up for these just really fast kills and stuff like that. Knowing actually how much damage the player does, how much damage you do, helps a ton. Like, if you shield yourself, you should know how much your shield is gonna take. I don't mean like the actual, oh, it takes 100 damage or whatever the number is. You don't need to know that, but you need to have a feel of how much you'll take when you hop in. It shouldn't just be, I'm shooting myself and hoping it takes a lot of damage for me. You know, that's not how you want to look at it. And I'm not saying you are looking at it that way, but I'm just saying that's the beauty of like knowing kill ranges and stuff. So now you're just kind of perma pushing to go roam when you don't have to. You could be just freezing it here and killing her on repeat. But instead, we're just pushing it to go roam. And we've pushed it to go roam for about 5-ish minutes, I want to say. I'll say 3 to 5 minutes. And we only got 1 kill out of that play. Meaning that we could have got way more out of killing her and then taking plates. Killing her, taking plates. Killing her, taking plates. Killing her, taking plates. Just on repeat. Because what happens if she doesn't want to walk up because she's scared of you? Well, then she's going to be 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels behind. What happens when you shove it up and look for a roam? You could come up dry. So it's just 100% more likely for it to work doing the play with the wave manipulation than it is just randomly walking around. Okay, you're doing it again. Let's just see if we get anything. Oh, never mind. It's just drag. Let's see if you do it again. I mean, yeah, you'd be so strong right now. Damn, that Syndra's thirsty. Oof. Didn't respect the kill range. Got killed. Yeah, she'd be so behind right now if you played through the actual how you're supposed to play the lane. And that's why it's really, really important, not just for you, but for everybody in general, to play their role and their lanes respectively how it's supposed to be played. You do not want to try to add in anything extra. Because you would have plates, you would have towers, and honestly, if Poppy wasn't doing well, and your bot wasn't doing well, and your jungle wasn't doing well, you probably would have lost this game. And these are what I call coin flip matches. These are the matches where, oh, our team does well, I guess I can win. But when they do bad, everybody's like, oh, I can't carry my team, they're so heavy and stuff like that. Well, you have to kind of understand the way that you're playing, you're not really playing to carry. You're just playing the game and you just get lucky with teammates sometimes. Like I said, that goes for everybody, not just you. So you want to make sure that when you're playing, you're always playing so hard that you're carrying, even if your team is doing bad, even if they're doing good. It's consistency. Because plates into tower, that should have been like a thing before the towers broke. You should not be getting out of lane 20 minutes later. Didn't have to use her as bait. Damn. Okay. Not necessary. We're either gonna die here or get nothing. Maybe you do get something. Let's see. Okay, you do. But that's because they all go to stop Poppy. Why are they not trying to stop the 3-push bot? Okay, yeah, that. And there's not even any minions here. Come on, man. Alright, so this is overstaying. These guys would have straight died if it was in another game. Another elo. As I said before, it's very hard to sometimes talk about stuff like this, because if it doesn't happen, it might seem like, oh, well, coach is just spewing bullshit. No, this should have been rotated to way earlier than what it did right now, which means that your team could have already died, which means that if they would have died because you didn't ping them back, you know, then that's just a lot harder. That's a lot more work you have to deal with as like the person trying to carry the game in general. If we know we win 5v5, let's go Baron. We don't have to play anything like this. Like, we don't have to set up things like that because it could go wrong. Teammates are not that reliable sometimes, and it just goes wrong. Oh, it already went wrong. We got 2 towers, right? But we could have gotten the Baron into towers, into Dragon, all without like doing all this type of play here. And we could have probably just had them forfeit right away after that play. So, yeah. It turned out like that, but it should have turned out like that way earlier than it did. Okay, there's really nothing for you on bot side. Just go ahead and go to Baron. Okay, we're not. You gotta look to get more barons, man. That's like a free. That's like a free W, especially if they can't contest it. Let's see, try to get more barons. If you can win a 5v5, it should be called way more. People generally only call barons in lower elo when they're next to it and they get a fight, or when they're next to it and they are bored and they're like, "Hey, actually, baron's a good call right now," and then they'll call the baron. That's typically how like baron works in the lower brackets. And when I say low elo, I don't really mean like, you know, those are trash players and stuff like that. I always think of low elo as just players that just don't know, you know? They just don't know how to do certain things, or they just don't understand. And they have to get used to it. They have to learn it, right? I don't see them as bad, just, you know, not knowing. Just like you don't think, like, let's say if you're in high school, you don't think middle schoolers are stupid. They just don't know what high school players or high school people know, right? Same thing with college. High schoolers aren't stupid. They just don't know what college people know, you know, unless you do college prep. All right, anyway. So definitely the homework here is going to be number 2 and number 1. That shit's major. You need to understand how you're playing your lane. Sorry, not number 1. Number 1. Well, it's important, but analyze. That's what I meant to say. Analyze. And number 2, you need to understand how you're playing your lane. You need to understand that if I just win my lane, if I just do what I need to do, I'll carry the game. But the way that you're playing isn't like you're playing and carrying the game. The way that you're playing is just like, well, if my team does well, I win. If my team does poor, I lose. And if you think about it that way, usually about 50% of your games are those freebies. So if you think of it that way, if we play about, let's just say 20. I think 10 is too small of a pool. We play 20 games. Realistically, 10 of those games should be kind of on the freer side. You might need to work a little bit, but not hard. Then about, I want to say 1 or 2 are going to be the, all right, I got to straight carry this game. And the better you are, the more you can do of that. And then typically the rest of the games are going to be your trolls, your AFKs, you know, all that nonsense that you just don't like dealing with. Those are typically going to be those. So if you can manage to just win 1 or 2 more of your games because you're straight carrying the game, and then if you get better at doing that, you can carry even more of the games, man, your win rate would skyrocket. You'd already be like diamond already. Or platinum, or wherever you're trying to go. Some people I know don't really want to get to diamond. They just want to get to like gold or plat and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys would like a free VOD review, like I said, make sure that you go to my Discord. If you guys would like a free coaching session, make sure we reach 200 subscribers and we will do free coachings. So yeah, thank you guys for approaching this like a coach, and I will talk to you next time.